Next up, we have Sheena with she's a technology intern at Deloitte, and she'll be discussing Web3 to us. A lot of people don't really have familiarization with NFTs, crypto, and all the things, or the metaverse. The metaverse is kind of a new concept, but it needs protecting just like anything else. Hi, Sheena.
Hello everyone, this is Sneha and thank you Joy for introducing me. So let's begin with our talk. So, we are using internet every day in our daily lives and we are so well versed with it. We are using mobile application, desktop applications. So that's why that was the reason to put this topic. So I have a poll question just to understand that how much, audience know here. So this is a my poll question. So, like, how many of you have an idea about Web 3.0? Like, have you heard about it, or it could be a yes, or it could be a simple no. And I would definitely love to hear about that.
A few no's. So give it to us.
Okay,
What is it?
so it's fine. Like, I'll start with basics. So that's why this was the reason to take this topic. So I'll discuss about my agendas. So today I'm going to discuss about little bit history about Web 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and then its component, then its economy, and then its advantage and disadvantages. So let's begin with it.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so you can see that the concept of hypertext predates around worldwide web around very several decades, and the scientist Tim Berners-Lee wished to develop a system that could share the data across various networks and individuals, and to link one machine to another. So he coded an app in Objective C that was the next computer system and named as World Wide Web. Here I've attached the screenshot of that World Wide Web so that you guys can understand. So this is the first World Wide Web browser, and you can see that how it's normal. Like you can edit, and it's just like I would say it's a book where you can just read information, you can see information, you can't do anything to it, right? Now let's come to Web 1.0. So the period was 1994 to 2004. The websites, they were basically built using server sites and they were common gate interface. There was no use of Python, Perl, JavaScript, or Ruby types of languages to develop web applications. And these websites were static, right? So we were like, generally the readers used to go to the website, they used to read the information, and then they don't go back to that particular website because they are not able to, see the do with that information. And those sites were not interactive, they were like static, and they were like, today we see the sites that are dynamic, right? And those applications were proprietary because some of the few of organization used to code these applications, and we were not able to understand that how these applications are actually working, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for example, now we have a Firefox browser, right? That's open source, so we are able to understand, okay, that's the application and how it's working, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the users were generally during this period where they were like consumer, they were not content creator.
Yeah.
So this was Web 1.4. I have just added a screenshot of ccn.com, and look how it's look, right? So it's just for a reading purpose, and you can just see the information, you can't do anything with it. So then comes the period of Web 2.0. So this is a period, and we are using the apps, and we are till now in this period, and it started in 2004. So it was, a second stage of World Wide Web revolution, and it is, characterized by greater interactivity and collaboration and more responsiveness. Here we are, contributor as well as we are also creators, right? So, we have enhanced communications, we have proper network connectivity, and that what Web 2.0 is. And we are using various mobile applications, right? That we use daily, like Facebook, Twitter, Google. So this is what Web 2.0 is. And what are the elements? So coming to wikis, so wikis is not example can be a Wikipedia, where we can, read the content, and we can also edit the content. And then there is software as a service. So software as a service are the apps, that that we access online. We don't need to install them on our systems, right? And we can access them online, and we can do our work online. For example, Google Docs, a best example for that. Then mobile computing is, using mobile apps. There is no point of using opening any desktop or anything. You can just go to your mobile app, and you can just get the information. Then mashups are like sometimes, like whenever like websites get their information from one source of point, then these are mashups. Then social networking like Twitter, Facebook. So these are example of Web 2.0. And then there is this social curation. So you have heard about the website Pinterest and reddit.com, where general people share their point of views together and understand the things, right? This was Web 2.0, right? And now I want to show you the transformation of Web 1.0 to Web 2.0. So this is DoubleClick, that is transformed to Google AdSense. Then this is their mp3.com, that is changed to Napster. Then personal websites are changed to blogging.com. And then page view, that is changed to cost per click, right? So these all are the transformation that we are seeing from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0. Now, yeah. So what were the limitations of Web 2.0? So the thing was that we as a user, we are actually sending the data to the server, a centralized server, right? That has full control over our data. So just for example, you can see like today you have posted some data and the server gets down, right? And the next day you're not able to access the data, right? So that is called a centralized server, because that server has whole bunch of data, and your data is being consolidated among that. Then the internet is consolidated among top digital giants, like I have mentioned about Google, Amazon, Microsoft, WhatsApp, Facebook. So many giants are actually controlling the web applications. And these digital giants and service provider own our data, and they earn the revenue on them, right? And they sell that on to the third party services, and they earn on that. And there is a word called as free services, that you are able to this is a free services. But I want to tell you that there is no any free services. In exchange, you're giving them a user data, right? A database to them about your details, about your privacy information, right? So this what's is actually going on Web 2.0. I want to highlight on privacy and security, right? So we are like giving them so many contents, right? Whenever we are posting any tweet, we are commenting, or we are posting on posts on Instagram or Facebook or whatever this, like they are like using this, and they are analyzing them with the help of machine learning data. For example, like whenever you search on Google something about say about books, right? So when you visit particular websites, you see the suggestions regarding those books, right, in daily life. And you see that that you can buy this book. For example, also that Amazon.com, right? Whenever you go to Amazon.com and you are just buying a product, so you will see the suggestions itself about those, right? And I also want to talk about Web 2.0 society. So this is actually deletion of one social networking presence throughout the internet. So for example, recently America ex-president Trump account was deleted from Twitter, right? So this is a example of Web 2.0 society. So it's basically removing the person information from various handles like LinkedIn, Twitter, or Google, right? So this is Web 2.0 society. And you have heard that some of the countries particular apps are banned, like recently in India, TikTok app was banned. Then in China, we are not allowed to use WhatsApp, Facebook, Google.com. So these are all called as security, or I would say these are the control of the particular organization over the Web 2.0. So These are the limitations in Web 2.0, and that what led the evolvement of Web 3.0, and people came with this idea of Web 3.0, and it is started. Actually, we are using so many applications, like we are using cryptocurrency, bitcoins and ethereums, right, for transactions. So let's start with Web 3.0. So Web 3.0 is it's a future, I would say, where users and machines will connect with each other, and they will have their own right on their own data, right? So that means that no one can modify that data without their permissions. And it is also called as semantic web in the sense, like the web will be acting as human. Like currently what's happening is, like whenever you search on a Google, for example, you search for a document for visiting blogs. So Google, what it do is that it gets those documents to you, and you just see the data. It doesn't know the meaning, that what is the meaning of the word blog, right? And this is all about, this is what a semantic web is. So it will create a better user experience for us. It will filter the results, and it will make us see better content. And that results could be human centric, and also it would be privacy, because our information will be only shared when we will consent it, right, if we want to share that. So then I want to talk about components of Web 3.0. So that is, actually how Web 3.0 is made up of. So it consists of augmented and virtual reality with high fidelity 3D graphics. So this will make Web 3.0 as more, I would say, a physical device, or I would say a human, because that would enhance our user experience. Then Internet of Things, like you have seen, like so many IoT devices are connected across 5G networks, right? With the enhancement of Web 3.0, they will act as a better network, and user will have more control on it. Then artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is like about decision making, right? It's about like having more, what say, having more human perspective to take a decision. So this component will make web to realize that what content we want to see, right? So it will do that. Then coming to blockchain. So blockchain is all about, I'll discuss about more on further slides, but blockchain is about, storing the data in form of chain so that it's secure and it could process fast. Then let's come to our poll question 2. So it come very fast. So there is a question like, what power do user have in Web 3.0? So we have option 1, that is read. Option 2, that is read and execute. Option 3, read, write, execute. Or option 4, write and execute. So what do you think? What powers Web 3.0 gives to the user?
I'm no Web 3.0 genius, but I'm going to go with 3. Let's see.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
So we will be given to the read, write, and execute, permissions in Web 3.0, because here we are consumer as well. Here we are creating also, and here we are also having a permission, right? Whether we want to share our data or not. And here we have permission because we gonna share our data or not to the users. So thank you, Joe. And now coming to the components of continuing the components of Web3. So blockchain here plays a major role, right? It is a laser technology that stores and record the data. I'm just going to show the working of web blockchain. So here you just see the 3 blocks, right? So so each block has hash and a previous hash. So for example, if attackers if someone tries to modify this particular hash value, then it will break a whole chain, right? And it will become obsolete, because and blockchain is also broken down into block and chain. So you can see the chain here, and these are the blocks, and these are the chains. So if an attacker, say if an attacker tries to modify this particular hash, they will break whole chain. So this makes it more secure, and they will not able to do that because that requires a high computational power as well. And we will understand why is it so in our coming slides. It also stores a particular timestamps and the data, right? Now this is a working example that how blockchain works. So for example, you are doing a transaction and you are buying, for example, you're buying a thing right on internet. So you will request for a transaction and your details regarding will be stored in a block. So a block will consist that like what was the amount of the purchase, who is the user, and from where the what was the vendor name, and it will be stored in a block. Then this block will be broadcasted over the network, since because web 3.0 works from peer to peer technology. So it will be broadcasted to the whole network in an encrypted form, and it will be broadcasted to the nodes. So nodes are here like we as a general user, are computer devices across the network, right? So it will be sent to the nodes, and every node will validate that they have received the data, and this block will be added to the chain, and then this transaction will get executed and verified. So I before I told that it will be becoming very difficult for hacker to to modify each block, because if they want to modify a transaction, they need to modify each and every node to whichever the data was sent. So this becomes very difficult for attacker to attack or to modify the data, right? So coming to Web 3.0 economy, so cryptocurrency, we all are aware about it. We have heard about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot. So all these are like cryptocurrencies. These cryptocurrencies are in encrypted form. Why they were? Because they provide a secure way of transactions, and they work on the blockchain technology, right? And this works on decentralized system. So decentralized system, earlier in web 2.0, we saw that there was a centralized system, right? There was a data was sent to only one server. But now the cryptocurrency is working on decentralized system, right? To to record transactions and issue new issue, and it works into peer to peer system that can enable any anyone, and anyone can do payment at any time in the digital payments. Decentralization here is about that the control is not to the one entity itself. The control is given to various user, and they will decide what to do with that, right? So this is like Bitcoin, this is the logo of Bitcoin, this is Ethereum, and this is the Polkadot cryptocurrency. Now, let's see what is decentralization apps. They are also called as D apps. So I have just, added a picture here. You can see that this is a centralized server. So all of us user, we are sending the data to the centralized server. But what happens in decentralized app, there are ISPs and there are many users. So there is no a central authority to monitor that, to have a control over that data. So this is the role of D apps, and they are like a digital apps, and user have a control on your on that data, and user will feel more secure. And I would like to give an example, like you might be using BitTorrent, right? So BitTorrent is a decentralized app, and where the user feed and seed and downloads the data. So there is no central authority for that. Then another would be, for example, say for example, a Twitter is built in decentralization. So if a author posts some tweet, so it can't be deleted. That's what called as decentralization. User will have the power. So these are the real life examples. You can see Brave browser, it is built on Web 3.0 decentralization. Then you can see these are the replacement like storage, like Google Drive, OneDrive. So this is like this can be into IPFS. Then you can see the social networking sites, Facebook, Twitter. If their decentralization apps are Stimix and Akasha. And for WhatsApp, we have Status as a Web 3.0 app. And for Netflix, we have UGO Music app, PySign. So these are the things that are currently are there, and they are working on decentralizations. Another poll question. So this is also like what web3 experience will be like. So would be it be like watching movie at theater anytime, or it would be going to a digital library, or having your own personal assistant? So what do you guys think what it would be?
I'll see what the gallery says this time. But if I was a betting man, I would say option 1.
That's confusing. Actually, it is having your
Three.
own personal
I knew it.
assistant.
Oh, I knew it. The second guess. That's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Yeah, it
ahead.
happens. So why personal assistant? Because web will become more human and it will provide us with, better results. Whenever we will search for a certain term or certain thing, we'll get a better results, and it will be personal assistant to us, right? So that's why this is the correct answer for it. Now let's begin to another economy, Web 3.0 economy, that is smart contracts. So smart contracts, it also works on decentralization and that executes the business logic in response to the events. So whatever response it will give, then only it will execute the contract. And it is like a normal contracts that compliance related to compliance we have, or it is about unlocking of the content or right managements or other type of data manipulation, such as changing of the land title or anything, whatever day-to-day transactions that we do, right? So there will be no third party in between that. There would be like user who wants to do the transaction and it will be executed, and this works on decentralization. So here I have just added a small picture, that is party, they are like doing a smart contract and then it's executed, so there is no third party in between, right? So this is what a smart contract is, and it is totally based on the analysis that what it observes around the surroundings. Then decentralization autonomous organization, I would say DAO. So these are the organization, these work on decentralization. They are actually the organization that will manage the Web 3.0, I would say. So for example, so with these organizations, there would be no need of companies, corporate executives or top hierarchy people in the company, because this way the decisions would be taken in organizations. And the policy, whatever decisions that are being taken, right, they will be decided by taking voting, by a weighted voting system. So whosoever has a more reputation, like in like I would say more associated with like like to this channel, or I would say through this network, they will have more power to say. So this is totally depend upon, that totally depend upon the chain that the user is. For example, I would say like someone was associated with web 3 for a particular reputation, like particular web 3 app for 2 years. So they will have more power because they have created more blockchains, more experience. So that would create them, and that would give them more power. So this is all about decentralized autonomous organization. So the power is not allocated to the top niche companies. It is to the users, and the users that are connected uh, to the web 3.0 with the trust and build up. Then let's talk about decentralized finance. So this is a very emerging technology, and it is based on security distributing ledger system. So here I have shown in the figure, you can see that there is centralized finance. This system is going, now it's prevailing now. So you can see that we have, in the transaction, we have a bank in between them, then a common gateway, then a person. So we have, third party vendors whenever we do a transactions. But if we do a decentralized finance technology, so there would be no middle party, there would be no third party or banks that are charging us on for every payments. So there would be a direct payment, and it would be based on smart contract protocol, right? And it will eliminate the bank fees and other financial services, and we can hold our money in a secure digital wallet, and anyone with an internet connection can use it, and without needing any approval. Then there would be transferring of funds within the seconds and minutes. So we don't have to wait for our transactions to do transaction overseas, or like it takes usually a lots of time whenever we do a overseas transaction, because there are certain procedure for verifications as well, certain kinds of compliant activities are included. So this what decentralized finance provide us. Then coming to non-fungible token, that is NFT. So it is a non-interchangeable unit of data that is being stored in blockchain. And so I like to give an example. Like for example, there is a singer, right? They are like they are creating so many songs, so they are available on YouTube, Spotify, so many apps. But what this will create is that whatever contribution they have made through their songs or audio, they will be assigned a token that will be unique and to them, and user will be paid through that. So they will be getting their shares in the form of cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin. So so the artist, or the data, the videos, whatever we visit, so they will be paid accordingly with that. So in this way, the balance will be increasing between between the artist and whatsoever, like organizations. So this is NFT, and it would also work in, like as I said, it would also work in blockchain, so it will be in a secure form, and user will be paid on the basis of their tokens. So another poll question, this is last actually. So will be any middlemen in Web3 or payment transaction? Like, what do you think? Yes or no? Are there any responses? Like, what do you think, guys? Like, will there be any like middlemen in the Web 3.0 payment transaction? Joy, you are on mute.
Sorry. Yep. No. The answer is no.
No, so that's correct, because there will be no middleman, as I explained in NFT and decentralized finance. There will be no middleman in the payment direction. The payment will be directly reaching to the payment will be directly between the users who want to do the payments transactions. Now let's come to the advantages of Web 3.0. So pro-privacy and anti-monopoly. So that means that the power is given to the users. So so the content power. So the content can't be deleted by any organization without the permission of user. So this is called about anti-monopoly, and highly secure, because we are using blockchain, right? So blockchain provides a high security level, and data ownership, I would say, it is according to about centralization and decentralization. So data ownership would be decentralized, so it won't be in the hand of few niche companies, right? It would be hand in the of the user will have a proper control over their data, whatever they want to send to the company, whatever they want to share or not, so they have the permission. Interoperability, because so many technologies will be connected, right? And like IoT, augmented reality, artificial intelligence. So these will create a better, option, and the apps can be, the it will be accessible, through apps, and people can, have a better understanding about what they want to see, what they don't want to see, right? And permissionless blockchain. So for a transaction or for anything, there is no need of permissions, right? Because that this is built by the trust, I would say. And there is no, like, no one can delete their data, no one can uh, keep inside to the user private life, whatever browsing activity they are doing, whatever browser activity they have. So this is about advantages of Web 3.0. Now let's come about disadvantages. So the thing is, Web 3.0 requires lots of regulation, because there should be some monitoring authority that is monitoring Web 3.0. Currently we don't have any regulation committee for that, because if there will be no committee, then the cyber crimes will increase, and who will like guard them, like who will monitor them? So this is necessary, and this should be there regulating. And then faster, it will necessitate a faster CPU. Why? Because we are using blockchain, so there would be so many blocks for a particular detail, so millions of blocks would be there, and copying them to one node to another node, this would take a very this would necessitate a very faster CPU, then it would be difficult to catch cyber criminals. So I will give the example for this one. So recently we have so many ransomware attacks, right? So in ransomware, what happens is that the criminals ask for a ransom in the form of cryptocurrency. I would say, for example, in Bitcoin. So they are not trackable because we can't find them. Like what their identity is, because the 3.0 major concern is user privacy. So everyone is hidden, right? So it will become very difficult to catch cyber criminals, right? And of course it is complicated for newcomers to understand, because they need to understand each and every aspect of web 3.0, to to whether to use apps, whether to use anything. So there should be new there should be like tutorials, or talks about this, so that people are aware about it. And that was the reason I chose this topic, because I wanted the audience to know about that this is going to be the future, and so you should understand what are its disadvantages, what are its advantages. So uh yeah, so these all are the references that I have visited, and I have read about them. And so like I have like displayed both side of the coin, its advantages and its disadvantages, and how it works. So now it's us on us, that how we we utilize this service, or I would say this technology. So it was great. And I'm open to any questions if someone have. And thank you for listening me.
Hey, Sneha, thank you so much for that. Web3 is the future. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your time, and we look forward to looking more into the future with Web3.